Yeah, we're going to get into Mirage first here between ROCCAt and Immunity, and it's a best-of-3 game, of course, and a hugely important match. Semler, there was a little bit of a split desk going on there, it seemed. Danko staying a little bit with the Australian boys, but the rest seem to side with the Finnish. What do you think?
Yeah, I think, well, we were just having this discussion, and already, I guess, no surprises with the map pool, or the map set that's been picked here. You know, standard maps across the board, nothing freaky like, you know, Cobble or Overpass. So I still feel like, man, like it's just 50-50, man, seriously. When it comes to the two of these teams, I mean, Immunity have got a little bit more to go off of, but then ROCCAt are also, sure, a mixed team, but also a mixed team they're used to playing against Europeans, you know, through and through. So I still have to, I kind of have to side with ROCCAt in this one. I don't think that that Immunity are going to be able to do themselves justice.
I mean, I feel like Immunity are going to put a lot more pressure on themselves compared to the Finnish side, and that's not always a good thing. I mean, it's great if it works out initially, but I think they're going to be more prone to tilting if this doesn't have a good start for them. They are going to start CT side Mirage, which is always nice. ROCCAt on the other side. Going to be starting with 4 armors and then smoke and a couple of flashbangs there on Sunny.
They actually decided to cut the site in half with that smoke instead of putting it into CT or jungle. Sniper just going straight up for the Zeus. This guy, no shame at all. And they're still up. He is actually going to be able to do work. Sniper actually been the one doing most of it, though. 2 headshots for him to start things off, and James fading back into CT to buy time.
Well, bomb is only just down, so it's going to take a lot more than this. James with 2 really good headshots there, dropping Start and Nasu. Sunny, the last man left, lands 1 headshot, has to do a lot more. That bomb not being defused yet. James coming in with a 3rd headshot, and that's going to finish the round. Immunity to win it here. They will have enough time for the defuse, even without the kit as well. But that's set up from Sniper. Now, if somebody makes the jump from Tretis to Stairwell and actually is just around the corner, that's a 1-hit instantly.
And it's so hard to get the refrag there as well, right? Because you are on the angle with the stairs. You have the time to actually pull out your pistol. That's pretty much like an ideal Zeus position. So really clever there by Sniper to make use of that bedeviled, you know, gun. And you know, didn't really come into play this time, but that's not a problem. 2 headshots for him, 3 for James, and Immunity managed to pick up the pistol round. They start off strong here versus ROCCAt, the Finns. But one thing that ROCCAt can take out of that is they did get the bomb plant, so they'll be going into this with guns pretty soon here.
Yeah, they're ready, just, you know, trying to get a little bit out of this round anyway with the P250s, see if they can catch somebody from Immunity off guard and maybe upset the situation. But they have really not invested a lot into this, and I don't blame them too much. I wish at least one person would have bought a flashbang, especially if they're going for this strategy. That's a really easy way to throw a couple of good flashes over at B here. But right now, they're getting flashed themselves, while Sniper is not doing so much sniping as just mowing people, sawing them to bits with a P90. It's going to be Sunny left alone. I kind of wish he had the bomb over here where he's going to play in this position alone, but
I agree.
He goes down, and it's going to be at James' hand.
Could have been, you know, that's exactly it. Could have been one of those fake juke moments, you know, a la old mouse sports, where it's just like, hey, look over here, and then boom, they're planting the bomb on A. If you get that chance, could have been even more money for ROCCAt going into it. I do like how, I believe that was Justillo who kind of like jumped in at the end here to steal that last frag.
He was so ready.
Yeah, he was just like, you know what, I want a piece of this action too. 300 bucks in his pocket. But now we get into it, the thick of things. And I was curious to see how many P90s would be held on to for this round, but it will actually be just the 1 on Sniper. The rest of the team are going to be upgrading to the M4s, and ROCCAt staying on that M4A1. So, you know, special love to him. That's right, stay true, brother.
Well, it's an early trade here as James does pick up 2 people before he drops the stun there. Well, hasn't picked up any AWP yet, so it's a 3 versus 3 retake coming out here. ROCCAt caught looking the wrong way. Not sure if he was trying to dodge a flash or scared that someone was in connector, but either way, he dies. They almost line up for Justillo, but not quite. And that's going to leave Sniper alone. And this time, the P90 is not a good weapon to have here. Way too many targets, and they are really far away from him, considering the range of it.
And that just gave away his position. Because the man playing Tetris might not have spotted it. I thought that Xart would have had a little bit more space to work with there, but they're playing it very safe. And he's actually going to get caught out by Xart in the end. So really solid follow-up round there for the Finns. And yeah, ROCCAt, that was definitely awkward. I think he was looking into connector, and he probably thought that that was a more perfect smoke that went down. But that gap really came back to bite him. Yeah, it's hard to know exactly what went wrong there, but I mean, it could have been like a number of different things, or it could have been a call from a teammate even then that we don't know about. It's always a little bit difficult when you judge people too harshly on stuff like that. Someone could have been shouting in his ears, there's a guy in connector, look connector. And then sure. Not like that. So anyway, 4th round is coming up here, and it's a really good start, of course, for the Finns now, as they're on the less favored side. They pick up the 3rd round already, and much of it is based on that bomb that they did get down to the pistol as well. Yeah, what's really surprising to see is that Immunity decided to let it slide. They're just going to go for pistols here. They aren't even going to go for a force buy. So they're willing to just go ahead and let it be, which is very interesting. I'm curious how much money ROCCAt has if he's going to be able to get the AWP in the next round.
Well, Steelo might actually be catching Xart here. This is a perfect angle. One shot and he's gone. They do give up the B-bomb site, so shouldn't be too much of a risk here. Who's shooting at you at this point?
That was a team shot for sure.
What the hell?
But I'm kind of surprised that XR with the rifle is running around alone when you got two guys with Tech 9s. Like, let the guys with Tech 9s go around and you know, hare about and look for kills. Don't risk giving the other team a rifle when they're obviously ecoing.
I agree, but I'm still glad you brought up the point about Immunity not forcing up here, because this is that thing we end up talking about you know, how different regions have a different metagame, and the European meta is obviously very heavy on fighting for the first 5, sometimes even 6 rounds of your envy. Just continue to try and put some pressure on. And Immunity are giving a chance here for ROCCAt. As you can tell, they've got 4 people still alive here. James gonna make it 3, and actually, that's a really good ending there. Takes away 2 people, makes the round more expensive. James is just nuts right now.
Dude, he's going ham. What is this? You know, we're all focused on Estilo and ROCCAt, but James all of a sudden is just coming out of nowhere. Big pistol round for him, and then making it very expensive in the end for ROCCAt. That's 2 guns down here for the Finns. Although, no, just 1 AK. The other one was a Tech 9. So it's not the end of the world, I guess, but still, good work on his part. And it will be a double eco, in fact, for Immunity. Man, they really are playing it by the book here.
Stondis picked up the AWP, and that's always a bad sign. This AK gonna do some good damage, but Estilo realizing it's really not worth sticking around too much longer. He actually does recommit to it in CT spawn. I'm a little bit surprised at this, and definitely disagree as well. I don't think this is a decent idea. I think this AK is actually worth a lot here on the CT side. Again, it's a question of being able to buy a lot of more utility in the upcoming round, or dropping for a teammate who can then buy more grenades. Either way, it's a valuable rifle here. This says to me that Immunity must be feeling quite confident in their setup once they've got everything, because otherwise this double eco is a lot to give up.
Yeah, it's quite a few rounds, but I guess what's going through their minds is basically still early on in the half. If we get everything we need, we'll be able to shut them out, and then we can take control of the economy from there. I mean, ROCCAt right now, they don't really need to hunt, because they know that he's going to buy in the next round, and it doesn't matter if he saves the rifle or not. But might be more of a confidence thing, right? If you can hunt down the guy holding onto that rifle, you're giving Immunity a bit of a bop on the nose, making sure that they don't get too happy with themselves. But this is going to be the key round here at the beginning of this first half. Barring the pistol, obviously, this is where Immunity they've been saving for so long. They absolutely have to have an impact in this round, and there it is, ROCCAt with the AWP.
And I'm excited. Stunner's got the close spawn to middle's already going to be in there, and he goes down to ROCCAt. So already really good return on that investment. Estilo top or mid, and he does go down to Ju, who has picked up that AWP, and that's something that Nasu didn't warn us about. He, like a bunch of these people on the Finnish side, can actually pick up the AWP, so we'll see if Euro is going to be up to the task here. It is back into a 4 versus 4, and plenty of time left for the terrorist side to make up their minds. See if Immunity is going to have some sort of response, or if they're just going to keep their positions.
Yeah, the style right now for ROCCAt is definitely duel-based. Although that was a nice flash to get Connector back. Well played there. Imagine he's going to be holding it close, but Immunity don't want to give away too much of this map too early on here to ROCCAt, so I'm glad that they're battling back to make sure that ROCCAt can't get too confident, or comfortable.
Well, look at this position from Sniper. If they push up, this is not a position, even if you check it, it's a hard position to get a kill on. Nasu is right around the corner. Sniper doesn't have any help nearby, though. If something goes wrong here, it's going to go horribly wrong, and the B-bomb site's probably going to get lost there right in front of him, and they do almost line up against one, and very nearly a second one, but refrag is there from Nasu. Important kill. ROCCAt going to miss the shot, and going to miss again. The bomb is down in that bomb site, and they're already putting it down. 25 seconds left here. A great flick from ROCCAt, and Nasu's going to be gone, and now it's back into a 2v2. Xart with the kill, turns a quick 90 degrees and tries to get the second kill. Done a little bit of damage to Imagine, and that Molotov's almost going to burn him alive. Xart getting the better of this trade right now. They're both very low on health, and he's alone. Oh, and James comes through with the shot, and that's going to be the round. How did he get it up there? Must have seen him from down in the bomb site. It's very impressive. Either that or he was jumped up on the truck.
Yeah, he was jumped up on the truck for sure, because he could have just jumped down before we saw it to him. But I mean, talk about a crazy retake, man. James is just coming through with all the big kills. ROCCAt in particular here, this was just obscene. That flick. I thought, okay, he's done for, right? You know, Nasu's just going to remove him immediately, but he managed to find that kill, and that was the key frag of the round pretty much, because if Natsu takes out ROCCAT, it's a 2-on-3 retake, and that changes everything. So the fact that Immunity had that man advantage, that was huge. Sniper going for the dangerous jump now. Very risky to do that, just because of the changes in the recent update. That model is a little bit easier to hit, especially when you're jumping.
Yeah, and it's one of the changes that we did talk about. It could happen that people could start playing differently in some of those usual spots, but we're probably going to see a lot of mistakes. Even as people do know it, it's like, you know, a force of habit kind of thing going on. You're going to make the jump, and then suddenly it'll be dangerous. Ustilo up here in ladder room, very close by to terrorists, and Yuho's going to open it up with a kill here on the terrorist side. That's going to be a good start.
Yeah, and a very quick B split coming through B apartments onto short, and Sniper will be able to take out the one before Stonda can reply. Rick is into the kitchen very quickly, but Stonda with his second kill, and that's pretty much map ROCCAT. They have everything they need. They're going to be able to get the bomb plant, and yeah, Immunity, after losing the first two so quickly, they just realized they don't really have any business being here. But all of that based off of one quick kill on the man holding ladder. Yeah, it was just, I mean, ROCCAT were ready to pounce. They were going to go fast, but there was zero hesitation on their part as soon as they got that opening frag.
James and Sniper right now doing really well, 10 and 8 kills on between the two, and then it goes down to 2, 2, and 0 on the rest of Immunity. That's not necessarily a reflection on sort of, you know, the rest not doing anything. It could just be, you know, where the actions happened so far. It's a bit early to say, but it'd be great for Immunity if everybody got a chance to get some kills in, just so that it doesn't all rely on two people here. Moving into the 8th round. This is actually kind of a scary start for the Finnish team, because the rounds that they're winning, they tend to have a lot of people left alive, and that means that the CT side will have to win consecutive rounds.
Yeah, and already, I mean, the rounds for ROCCAT are starting to get a little out of control here. Still early on in the half, and they've got 4 of them. Really, ROCCAT, all they need to do is get up to like 5 or 6. Well, 6, we'll say, I think, considering they're a mixed team. But like, you know, once they get to that 6, 7 area, it's going to start to get really scary for Immunity. Double smoke as well, so some miscommunication there for Immunity, blocking off connector like that. That was a little bit of an error. So maybe we start to see the cracks here appear in Immunity's mental state, their defense. If you start wasting nades that are so valuable like smokes, that's a pretty scary situation.
Yeah, and you really gotta hope not, because it's still kind of early in this best of 3. You know, you gotta hope that they aren't, you know, blaming each other too much. They did seem really deflated after their loss earlier. So I'm hoping that they can sort of stay mentally composed. It's obviously very difficult. There is a lot of pressure here. If you qualify for the major tournament, that is a really big deal.
Yeah, and especially if you're an Australian team. I mean, this is pretty much it, right? Immunity. They were at the last one. They did their best. They didn't make it work. Sunny, though, getting caught off guard. And it's just an all-out spray battle. Luckily, Imagine is close enough to follow up on Ricky's kill. Or Ricky's death, rather. Got a 4-on-4 take onto the side. James gets obliterated immediately. Imagine, though, still doing work from connector. Yuho finally shut Sniper down. But it's still a 2-on-3 retake scenario here. And Imagine just takes so much damage. Gets dropped so very low.
Yuho doing a lot of damage there. And he's obviously called that out to a teammate. So they know just one bullet there in the CT spawn on Ustilo, and he's going to be gone. Imagine also very low indeed. This retake is going to be very tough. I don't actually see how they could easily do that. I think Imagine's already making a run for it. That makes sense to me. You just, when you have this little health between you, unless you get a very quick kill and make it into a 1v2, it's just not going to happen. If they had a smoke or a Molotov or something to block off Exart up there, it could maybe work out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that James wasn't able to stay alive behind fireboxes a little bit longer there. That could have made the difference. If he could have just bought a little bit of time dancing around back there, try to get a pick somehow, but he just got killed so quickly. It just gave ROCCAT that sight. So now, well, things get a little difficult here for the Australians. They're going to have to start making some decisions. They do manage to save 2 rifles, so they might be able to force up in this situation. But considering the fact that after they lost that initial round, they decided to go for the double eco, it still makes you think that they might want to try and save some money here for Ricky. Yeah, and they are going to hold on to it. Double Zeus, James and Ricky. Okay, then. That's the answer.
That's how they're going to win the round. I mean, I guess we haven't seen a team perfected yet, but we saw a couple of kills there from Cloud9 as well. Some interesting fun was had. We'll see if teams are going to slowly get better and better. Ricky's in that position that he was in earlier, so if Exart makes this jump and Ricky's ready for it, that seems to be what the plan was. Still got plenty of time here. The Finns have made up their mind. A is going to be the place to go, and they're not wrong either. It's a really good hit here. Imagine is going to get the kill there on Sunny. Oh, and another headshot. That actually changes everything. He's been a bit quiet in this game so far. Goes for a third one. Wants the fight start now. Some teammates have shown up as well. It's now 2 versus 5 here. You are going to be the last man left in the bottom. It's only just down. Not enough time left. Imagine picks up a quad kill with the AK and shuts down ROCCAt. I spoke way too soon. I thought there's no way just the one AK is going to save the round, but it did, Semler.
Oh my god, and talk about a turnaround. Yeah, all that round goes to Imagine. 3 kills, each peaking at the same, like one at a time for ROCCAt as well. And he determined that there was an op up in apartments early on, so they weren't showing any targets there to Stonda, who was just sitting up there camping, waiting for a target. Nothing was there because they got that info so quickly, Immunity. And then they get full rifles off the back of it. So now ROCCAt's job just got so much harder because even if they lose this round, Immunity, they can buy up again thanks to basically getting free rifles across the board for everybody, even the AWP for Ricky. So this is a big turnaround here. Immunity, they could take control of this match right back, right here. Whew, Sniper, man. Seriously.
You gotta be careful.
You got Sunny sitting on the other side of that. Do you really want to tempt fate?
You just gotta be careful. Well, Ricky takes him down. Sunny gone, and I'm wondering exactly how that works out. Now, we've got the time for it. Xad's also tagged up. You was tagged up as well. Immunity seemed to be stabilizing just a little bit here. And we were talking about whether or not they were sort of mentally stressed out a bit, seem to be making a couple of mistakes. It seems like they're composing themselves once again. Ustilo going to come out here with a good spray. Yuho's going to be gone. Trade it for James.
Yeah, this is still looking a little shaky, although ROCCAt are making their way into one of the... Well, as I say that, I was thinking, okay, less defended sites, but Sniper manages to rotate back onto the site. Didn't over-rotate off. Rather, he was sitting in kitchen, spots the one man going by. Molotov should be a tell as well. And now it's all going to be down to the B site here as they come rushing onto the site. ROCCAt, and there it is. Sniper opens up strong, taking the spray. Could get another one, and he is just barely going to manage it. Lives with 19 HP. It's kind of one of those moments where it could go either way in that spray fight.
Yeah, because he looked like he had his aim up on the apartments again, so he kind of had to swing back down there, so a little bit scary. It works out just fine. More importantly, they stay alive with a bunch of members here. They save the AWP and everything. They seem to be in a better position now, and it also feels like the Finnish team is maybe slowing it down, like their aggression a little bit. They're not being quite as fast as they were earlier in this half, and I kind of feel like they need to go back to that. I don't mind them setting up a couple of kills and looking for some entries, but I like to see them just be a little bit faster. And, well, maybe I'm going to get my wish this time around, although James and Ricky are here, and Imagine too, so attempt at push out apartments just gets annihilated.
And this is where the mixed team is going to start struggling a little bit because they don't necessarily have the hard tactics to fall back on. And if they aren't really just getting in there and wrecking face early on, it's going to get a bit tricky for them. That's the power of the mix, right? Just doing random stuff based off of aim. And if you're not, if you don't have that going for you right now, where you got players like James, Imagine, you know, starting to wake up and go toe-to-toe with you, it's going to get very difficult. And Immunity also have that huge bank to fall back on now as well. So there are no more easy rounds available here to ROCCAt, where it's like they win a round and then they're going to be facing pistols. Now the work gets tough, but I do like a standard A execute. That's a good way to shift things up. Let's see if they can actually make it work here, ROCCAt.
A lot of good smokes. James still up very far on the bomb side. Are they actually going to commit to it? Sunny moving up a little bit. Going to jump up on that box, actually, Dave. He's got some good counter smokes out as well from Immunity side. Sunny getting close now, but he's going to get shot down just as he's about to kill James, who finally dies to stun. The bomb is being planted right in front of Imagine. He must be able to hear it. And Juho is going to go down now. It's down to Xad and Stun. They need to win this round, ROCCAt. Otherwise, Immunity's going to get a big bang. Xad's rotated all the way back around. And the bomb is planted for him, but now they know as well he's going to get one, but there's 3 people peeking him. He goes down. Immunity win the round. That little trick there, having one guy waiting in connector like that, is super smart. A bunch of teams have made really good use of it. I think one of the most successful ones, pretty Fnatic.
Yeah, well, I mean, also, they were the guys who kind of populated the whole Pronax run back to T-spawn into mid. I mean, that's the brutal play. If XR could have held on just a little bit longer, that might have got real interesting, because then there's a potential crossfire to play off of. But instead, they just get picked off. And this man right here, James, the fact that he stays alive, with Imagine there to watch his back. I mean, if they lose James, it gets really tricky. But they're just keeping it together right now, Immunity. It's a totally different team that we're seeing.
I mean, the way that ROCCAt set up that round, they were super quick with the smokes down, but they weren't really quick to push afterwards. Like, the smoke lands, and they're there for like a good 3-4 seconds before anyone really, like, Sunny finally says, right, I will jump up on the box and try to do it. Look at this underhand throw from Ustilo. They're all flashed, and there's so many of them. He sprays one, and then he dies.
Yeah, with the follow-up Molotov, look at that. There was perhaps a gap there for ROCCAt to jump through, but that incendiary just stops everything in its tracks, and they're even potentially getting sprayed down. Imagine we'll be able to get the headshot onto XR, and that's actually him just flanking from underpass. This is big. Drops 2 players, slows down the push, and ROCCAt just not able to push quickly after that initial frag. They're just going to get picked apart at this point, even if they have a rifle to play with. Stonda doesn't need a rifle. He's got the Tech 9, but still, 2-on-3 scenario here, and Immunity, man, they really aren't showing it much respect here. They're actually willing to push into this. Well, the second guy here, this is the guarantee.
Yeah, no way they were going to expect that. Sniper in a pretty good position there. A lot of people lost here on the Australian side, but I think at this point they're all right with it. They've won a lot of rounds in a row. They can rebuy a lot of this, and what's even more troubling is that there was no bomb plan that round here for the terrorist side, so they're going to be missing a little bit of money. They probably can put together a buy anyway because they were saving this round, but they're not getting a lot out of these rounds here later in the half.
Let's see. Good adjustment there by Sniper as well. He's starting to shape up his game a bit. And well, again, this aggressive mid push. James is going to take out Euro, but at the top of mid, we lose Astillo, who's definitely been trying to force things here on Immunity side. We're not seeing that dominant performance from him. He's getting frags, but he's also getting picked off quite easily. Nice nade, though. And this is just basically feeling it out at the beginning of the round. Immunity trying to go for some disrespect, just trying to force ROCCAt into an awkward situation. But so far, ROCCAt, they've managed to weather things.
Oh, and Sniper almost getting picked off there. That's dangerous. Peaky takes down Sunny and actually wants to fight again. Stonda trapped in that corner. Sniper's just fearless here. That's a very dangerous fight to take, especially when you've already got the 1 kill here and you're actually in a slightly safe position, but they're going to call in on James. Really good communication there, and still a trade that Immunity are going to come out with a man advantage of there. Imagine Insight, and they've also got Ricky close by, so when XR comes out, he actually gets an instant shot, but he doesn't check Shadow, and that's going to get him killed. So now it's Nasu versus 2.
And it all comes down to the sneak. Now at least he has the info that one man is playing on that A site, but Imagine is so smart. He changes it up, falls really far back into CT, and actually I think that they're starting to think that this might be B, but he's still lingering. So that's the main important part here, is that he's close enough to know if that bomb gets planted. And maybe even deny it if Nasu decides to go into CT. I mean, he still has 10 seconds to play with here, Nasu, but no, he has to go for the plant now, and he's actually going to plant open, straight up for Courtyard. Imagine gives it away, goes for the wall bang, doing some damage, but not a kill. Right now, Nasu, he's looking to see if he can't turn this into a 1v1. And Imagine have made the mistake of splitting up as well, so now Sniper is going to be the man in the clutch position here, and Nasu realizes this. Should have been a guy re-peeking if it was in CT, so now all he has to do is focus on that bomb. And there's the tap. That gives it away. Oh my god. Plays with the smoke in hand, Nasu right now. Cutting it really close, and Sniper gonna bait him out into the open.
Oh, that's so close, but he's gonna have to defuse. Almost bought enough time there. It's a really difficult 1v2. He managed to find the first kill, and he just couldn't see. He wasn't aware if someone was holding it down or how it was gonna work out. So a little bit of a mistake there, and that's all it takes. And another round here for Immunity. That's going to bring us to the 15th round, the last of the half as well. And I do feel like they need that 6th round here. They've been so close so many rounds, but it hasn't been quite enough. And maybe also because Sunny hasn't had the performance he had early. He's currently at 4 kills here, and they need a bit more. Yeah, he certainly was doing a lot more damage earlier on, that's for sure. So if he can wake up, it'll get interesting. James holding right on the edge. And that certainly caught them off guard, although a quick push in from Sunny and a flank coming in from Duo as well, out through pit. Now it comes down to Astillo, who's waiting in sandwich, and he literally gets stomped into the ground. Stonda finds the shot, and now we're actually looking at a 6th round here for ROCCAt. They've got a 2-man advantage. They've got control of the A site. This is ideal for them. And you see how fast this round is compared to previous ones where they've slowed down a bit. This round, once they engage with the Immunity crowd, they just keep going. They don't stop at all. Sniper gonna walk in, but he gets taken out by Sunny, who's trying to make it back here. See if he can join the rest of his teammates around 7 or 8 kills. Mid-air shot from Stonda, and it's gonna finish 9-6, which honestly is like a fairly open score, I think.
I agree. And maybe we do see Sunny start to revitalize a little bit here in the second half, where he's just gonna play CT, gonna start locking down those angles. Doesn't have to worry about entering so much. I mean, this is still anybody's game as far as the scoreline is concerned. Both of these teams matching up very evenly. But you got to give it to James. I think that's kind of the performance that's caught us all off guard, because we're looking at this game again. You know, ROCCAt, Ustillo, those are the standout guys that we've been seeing play, you know, at a top level here for Immunity. And all of a sudden, James is just waking up in this first map doing big work.
Yeah, what was it, a quad or a triple kill in the pistol round?
Yeah, triple kill in the pistol.
I think otherwise they would have probably lost that round, and then, I mean, it would have been very, very different here for the first half. So, yeah, a lot of really good rounds from him. Now, second half coming up. This is only the first map here at the qualifier. Immunity versus ROCCAt, and we'll see if they can manage to secure another pistol. If they do that, Immunity, this first map might be sliding their way.
And they're going towards the perfect spot as well. There's only a single man here ready to hold that Sunny. He's back in CT, sees the smokes coming in. So now, I mean, Immunity not smoking CT, so they're clearly focused on this one spot, and all he needs to do is stay alive. He's got the confirmation. He saw the bomb go onto the site. Now it comes down to buying time for the rotation to come in from his teammates. And this is going to be the moment right here. Can he get this shot? And with the help of Nasu, he certainly can. Even takes a peek further.
Ustillo actually getting caught by the people rotating from kitchen. Now there's an army of counter-terrorists coming around, but look at this ROCCAt coming into Imagine as well with a double, triple kill in fact. And that's going to be Immunity just shutting down that whole push. That looks so impressive as well. It was literally the cavalry that just arrived and they all get destroyed.
All 5. It's nothing but headshots. Nothing but headshots. It still does good damage. He fights back, but that was 5 headshots in like, what, 4 seconds?
Yeah.
Just done. All right, that's the worst case scenario now for ROCCAt. What are they going to do next? I mean, they go for the force buy. They don't actually take the more conservative route, the same way that Immunity did on their CT side. Instead, well, there we go. XR gets that sneak peek, but he's going to get chased down immediately, down to 63 HP rather. Now holding point blank with that 5-7, we'll be able to pick up the 1. So he's already done his job.
It's not too bad, but the Deagle from Yuho not going to be able to get that kill there, and ends up getting another couple of frags. Look at Imagine just cleaning it up here. They're all headshots as well. Simple 1 dinks. Finally, Nasu going to show up here with the 5-7 in hand, and he is doing some good damage as well. If he can get the kill here, it's going to be a 1v1, but he jumps out through the window. James will take him down, and Immunity just barely surviving that round.
And you got to give it to, I mean, there's just a no-fear approach coming in from Immunity right now, and Imagine as well just doing huge work. Like these last 2 kills, nasty, just brutal. Look at that. Taking out Sunny. None of these guys can react in time, and yeah, the man in question on your screen, he's just doing fantastic right now. So now, well, let's see what exactly happens. I mean, double Zeus, I guess that's the play, right? Why not?
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the investment into this round. There's not a lot really they could do. They're going to have to sort of surrender these rounds.
They're actually, and look at the position that they're taking up with the double Zeus as well. They're waiting below balcony over on B.
Yeah.
Which is really nasty, because if you just jump out of balcony, boom, you can get Zeus and you even drop a gun on top of them.
Wow.
Oh, ROCCAt. Okay. There's that op aim coming into play, you know? Just 1 bullet does the trick.
Mechanical skill. It's always fun to watch. ROCCAt, not sure he's been spotted yet here in the window, but it doesn't really matter if he lives or dies, because he's not really got anything to lose. ROCCAt just going to get the kill bonus for it. And that is going to put now Immunity dangerously close to winning this map. I don't think there are not many more mistakes right now that they can make on the Finnish side. And they had such a good run in the middle of that first half there. They really put a lot of pressure on Immunity, but now they need to start doing it again. And the answer, it seems, is that AWP on Stonda.
And he's taking it straight into mid as well. Last time they had a challenge mid, he got picked off by ROCCAt, and he nearly gets that shot through. And what bravery from Ustillo. Just runs right through the smoke. No fear at all. Takes 2 kills as well. That's going to completely open things up. Yuho from short will be able to pick off Ustillo. Finally lay him low, and Nasu on the site, A site that is, does manage to trade 1 for 1. Still a man advantage situation here for Immunity.
He didn't have a lot of spots to hide on either, because they were coming out of apartments and through connectors, so he was kind of going to be out in the open no matter what happened. Still no bomb plan though. And ROCCAt still left. There's a good kill from the Finnish side, and with plenty of time, it looks like they're going to take the bomb and simply run out of here, which is not such a bad idea, because they do have Imagine controlling the middle, which means any rotation from A to B kind of has to go through him. So they can just let James do all the hard legwork, while Imagine is going to feed him information and maybe even get a kill.
This is actually pretty nasty, because, I mean, ROCCAt are aware of Imagine being there as well. You can see them having to check these angles now. They don't exactly know. Did he get into kitchen? Did he decide to go into connector? This is going to buy valuable time here for James, who's trying to flash and make it sound like his teammate is in there. Oh, this is perfect. Imagine with the first one, and now all he has to do is stay alive. He's a constant threat. ROCCAt realizes this, just goes charging out onto the site. He's going to go for that smoke, and this could get tricky. Does he actually manage to bait out James on this? He just might. He spots him, and the game is up. That's it. He's lost the element of surprise, and now life gets very hard. Shots through, just trying to stay alive at this point. I mean, he's going to get closed in on. As soon as he taps that bomb again, he is going down, and now there isn't even a chance for him to save. He's stuck behind the smoke. He gets the first headshot, but past that, nothing. He's going to go up with the bomb.
You always wonder, I sort of wish you could, you know, rewind time a bit and see what would have happened if you had put down the smoke and just started diffusing in it. Because the thing is, it's you know, you can sit in a couple of different spots, angles to defuse that bomb. So whoever comes out of apartments there, James, it's not like he just automatically knows the angle. He has to spray a bit, and there is always a chance, you know. But I understand why he wanted to do that anyway. If you turn it into a 1v1, it could have been a little bit more interesting. 13-6 is going to be the scoreline. 20th round coming up, and a nice shot from Ricky. Nasu walking right into it. Not that he really had a lot of equipment, but still a good way to open a round.
Look at this backstab from Sunny. He's right in on Sniper. If they figure out, he's waiting for the rotation, I think, for the guys from mid to come in. But Sniper takes out one. And yeah, now he starts to move. Sunny could be getting into an interesting spot, except that everybody's just going to be running up short. And that's including the bomb. Actually, nobody going to come and say hello to him. So will he be able to get into B apartments fast enough to get a kill on the Sniper? I think that's the big question at this point. His teammate is there, Stonda, on the B site, ready to hold. And there it is. Perfect timing. Oh, but he doesn't force it. He's taking so much time with this, and they still don't realize. Now they do. Sniper turns back just in time.
Oh, poor Sonny. You could tell he wanted to get into an even more favorable position, and in the end, he ends up getting caught there. So, ROCCAt, last man left in a 1v4. He doesn't really even have anything here, but just trying to stay alive for a moment. That's going to put it at 14-6. I've got to say, I'm overwhelmed by Immunity right now. They had they had a good start, and then they seemed to slow down and seemed like they were going to essentially sort of crumble a bit. And I don't know if it was if there was some shouting going on there on the CT side initially, if they were just you know, saying let's not go home just yet, guys.
Yeah, one thing to note is the communication has been very good. On Ricky's part in particular, if you're listening to the earlier matches, I mean, obviously, like, we're here, right, so we're listening to them. And they're very good about communicating basic things like weapon control as well. When Ricky gets caught like that, his teammates, James in particular, is immediately pushing up onto short to make sure that ROCCAt can't make some kind of mad dash in there to save that AK. So, just small details that you have to notice as well between these teams. Molotov's in, and now Immunity setting up for this A-take standard. As could be Nasu waiting. He's got that flash. That could be nasty, but they haven't pushed yet, Immunity. They're still taking their time.
Yeah, they've used all their smokes. All they have now is Molotov, so they kind of gotta get in here. Otherwise, this plant is going to be a little bit tricky. Not sure why they're waiting around exactly as long as they are. Maybe hoping that ROCCAt is going to rotate some people back if they wait long enough, but still 3 people on here, and Stonda opening up with a good shot on Ricky. Now this push is going to get very tricky. They're all coming from the same angle if they go for it. Molotov in, long range there. Nasu still waiting in shadows. 50 seconds left, and they feel like it's time to commit. But Nasu, he's in a great spot. There's nobody coming from above. Sunny helping out, and there's the kill from Nasu. So now it's all on Sniper coming through the middle, which would have been great if there had been anybody else left alive. You would have shot him down, and we're going to be at 14-7.
That was just everything going wrong there. Not really sure what happened, apart from perhaps they got a little scared. I mean, they are on the edge of closing this map down, but or I found it. Sniper, he's thinking, you know, one step ahead. He's like, we'll let them reset their money, and then we'll win the next one. They'll be in a force buy. See, I'm on it.
That is some next level stuff. It's actually a theory that people sometimes advance. You know, would it be worth it to give up a round if you feel confident you can win it? I don't think it will be. I really can't see how that works out, because I don't think you can be
that supremely confident.
Yeah, you can't know that much, you know, so I feel like it isn't worth it, but...
Let's see. Oh, there it is. Misses the shot. Could be a dunk nade, though, and he is going to do a little bit of damage there to ROCCAt, but it is a great fast execution coming onto the B side here for Immunity. They need to deal with ROCCAt, and that's a fine way. Right there, Sniper and Imagine, and Ustillo, everybody getting a piece of the action, and ROCCAt now down to 2 players here. And honestly, they should be thinking about backing off and saving their guns, because they're going to need them for the next round.
Yeah, they will. No such luck for Sunny. He was already committed, so had to keep going. He felt like Nasu the only one left here, and his whole team is gone. And this is a bit of a disaster. Whatever the plan was, it's working out great here for Immunity. Double kill for Justilo, and that's going to put us into the next round, and they won't have a lot of money now. ROCCAt, that is.
Yeah, that's why 2 guns would have been a big save. But at the same time, it looked like Immunity were also hot on their heels. They weren't going to let them save. They were actually out hunting. So you got to give that to Immunity as well. But it will be actually a reasonable force buy out of ROCCAt. 4 rifles and a scout. That's actually not too bad. Little light on the nades, but they have all the ones that matter. The smokes, basically, and a few flashes. No kit, though, so it is all pressure on ROCCAT now to run it back 8 rounds in a row. And with how things have been going so far on the CT side for them, it's not looking too likely.
It seems almost impossible here. I mean, Immunity have really done a great job. I'm really surprised. This is the kind of Immunity that we saw the last major in the group stage. Yeah. Nice jump shot there from Stonda, though. Headshot on Justilo. He's going to go down. Sunny with the frag. James coming back, but Stonda is going to jump and take 1 more kill. And that bomb is also dropped down there. So this could be a round for ROCCAt. Maybe be a bit of a sort of a moral boost if they can win a round based off of some crazy scout shots.
Wow, and that's not a shot that Ricky can miss. Really surprised that he let it go that way. So ROCCAT, they managed to save it, but that should have been a 100% hit shot, hit kind of shot there for Ricky.
Yeah, it seemed like it, didn't it?
Bit surprising to see XR actually go for that peek as well, considering the risk involved. I mean, if there's a guy waiting right under a window like that, you get it back into a 2-on-2. That's all of a sudden a much easier situation for ROCCAT to deal with. But this time around, at least they managed to weather the storm. ROCCAT are going to get a full buy out of this situation. And Immunity, all AKs, very light on the nades, actually. No smokes to work with. A single Molotov, that's what they've got.
And maybe as a result, they're going to go really quick here into the middle. You're still going to pick up the kill there on Sunny, and a little bit more of a fight going on. Joe doing a lot of damage here onto the middle, but hasn't found the kill yet. He's going to run out of bullets and goes down to James. They are still low. I mean, James and Justilo very low on health here. Couple of bullets, maybe just the 1, and they're going to be gone. Imagine almost taking the head off of Stonda, but he lives another day. Sniper going to take down shot. Now it's a 2 versus 4.
Very low on HP, and there we go. One of them gone. Stonda manages to pick off Sniper, but that bomb is making its way towards the A site, and Imagine's already in position. He's still got full HP, and now Nasu could be in for a bit of a rude surprise if he tries to come back in through the murder hole. There it is. Manages to pick him off, and now it's all going to be down onto Stonda. No reason to peek Stonda as well, Imagine. Absolutely no reason to go for the peek in this scenario. Make him come to you. There's the flash, easy to turn around from, and the attempt at pre-fire there from Stonda, but Immunity will lock it down. Just dominant performance for them on Mirage. I suppose that's the thing, there's always the guesswork involved where it's like, okay, this mixed team, if they're hitting all their shots, they're going to be really hard to predict, but then if you have the if you have a practice team with solid tactics behind it as well, this is what can happen.
Well, the thing that we do know is that for pretty much all Finnish teams are great at playing Dust 2, and that is going to be the next map. So I maybe wouldn't be too scared. I think we can still definitely see 3 maps in this best of 3 here. They were fearsome on that one, ROCCAt is. But we're going to be back in just a couple of seconds here, right after a break.